From episode 5 of the final season, part 2, I finally understand why people were losing their minds at the finishing phases of the manga. It is difficult for any media, especially popular ones like AOT, to give something fresh to the viewers. Viewers are not dumb, they can predict the occurrence of an event. Speculation videos are abundant across the net. Even I somewhat expected an event like the rumbling. However, what made this episode godly to me was how it was presented. Sometimes it's not about what you do, rather, it's how you reach there. This episode was so good not only because of its revelations and implications, but also for its directing. I have such a huge admiration for Studio Mappa for producing artworks that will stand the test of time. Episode 5 begins where we left off. After Grisha hugs Zeke, we return back to the path. Zeke becomes very conflicted and confused about the newly revealed powers of the Attack Titan. He utters exactly the words of Grisha that from here on everything will go as planned by Eren. We get the confirmation that Eren found out about his future from his kiss to Historia. As amazed as Zeke was, he retains his composure and orders Ymir to stop Eldian's right to reproduce. Ymir begins her soulless walk to fulfill Zeke's wishes. Eren struggles trying to escape from his shackles. As soon as he removes them, he runs to Ymir, begging her to listen to him and not be a pawn of the royals, the ones that snatched her freedom away. Then we are presented the backstory of Ymir. I have always been curious about her backstory ever since her first appearance. Many different versions of same events got me speculating of the true event. The backstory begins with the raid of Marley's soldiers to her village of Eldians. After the alteration, they were slaved. Only the strongest survive in AOT, and humans in a dire situation will turn their backs. Ymir gets blamed for the things she did not do. It is such a sad situation, seeing people treating something beautiful as life like a joke. Running from her death, she goes inside a cave, falling into a lake. There we find the origin of her powers. This alien-looking thing gave her titan-shifting powers. We see a montage of social developments she helped invent. She was beyond her time, but inside she still was a slave. She never had a will of her own. She always was a puppet, swaying in the direction that the king pointed to. My expectations were shattered by this reveal. I love independent females like Mariolena. However, I am not angry with this because it fits perfectly with Eren's motivations. Eren saying live for yourself fits so well with his character journey. Ymir's only wish was wanting someone to love, someone to happily grow old together with. How she died was so sad. Making the daughters eat their own mother's flesh, it is pretty messed up. However, the manga version was way more gruesome. I recommend reading the manga for this part. The thing that escalated my appreciation of this backstory is the use of expression in it. Throughout the backstory, the character's eyes were silhouetted. We never see details of a character eye. After Eren says, live for yourself, we finally see Ymir's eyes, but it was full of tears. A great way to show sadness and pain of their lives. The only time we see someone's eyes is when they cry. That made this scene hit so much harder. Jumping onto the present, Eren receives the Titan powers from Ymir, calling every subject of Ymir into the path. He tells his plan to end all life outside the world. Man, the transformation of Eren is so fantastic. From a naive child to this cold-hearted killer. Eren wanted to seek freedom, and this was the only path he found. Hundreds of colossal titans marching to end all life was so intimidating. The camera shakes from the titan's step, Mikasa and Armin having to scream to have conversations, and the sheer fear in their faces shows the scale of this rumbling. opening the gateway to despair and devastation. We will remember episode 5 not only because of the things it showed, but also for things it implies. To end all life means not only all aliens, but death of every person, the innocent and the powerless as well. Our protagonist has officially become the villain. Like Eren could very well have said to kill all soldiers, but he rather chose to kill all people. I know for sure that this plan will not succeed, but for Isayama to make Eren have this plan to me was such a good reveal. However, my friends who have read this manga, they say that the motivation of Eren is quite controversial. I'm really curious of my own thoughts after AOT ends. No matter how the quality of future episodes are, this episode left me speechless and craving for more. These were my thoughts on AOT episode 5 of final season part 2. Have a great day to all of you. This will be Dungeon signing out.